Now hang on to your feelings, alright? Because it's gonna get fucking hairy.
So before we get into the figure, I quickly just wanted to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you. And to anyone just now discovering this channel, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you like what you see. And I got a fair few reviews on the channel, not that many as some of the more established channels, but I'm getting up there. With time, I think this channel could actually go places. So thank you all for the support. Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Astonishing Wolverine. This is from the Marvel 85th anniversary line. I don't own a Wolverine, so this one is actually my first in my collection. I was sort of holding out for the brown suited Wolverine, but this one did catch my eye, and I really did like the face sculpt and stuff, so decided to try this one out. I will definitely want to pick up a brown suited Wolverine if ever one is released. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at the figure, starting with the packaging. Alright, so let's get into the packaging. We've seen it before. They say Marvel 85 years. It is pretty cool though. I kinda wish it was the standard packaging for Marvel Legends, but who knows, they'll probably change it up again soon. Really nice artwork on the side there. Really cool artwork. I kinda miss the days when they had bios on these things, so at least even if you were walking past and you didn't know anything about the character but it looked cool, you could simply look at the back of the package and see who it was. But I guess with a person like Wolverine, no introductions are necessary. On this side, Marvel 85 years, same thing on the top. Legal information below. Let's open up this package. So taking a closer look at Wolverine here, you can see starting with this awesome head sculpt. Looks really cool. You can see some of that 5 o'clock shadow there. Did the mutton chops and stuff, very nice. Now, I never read Astonishing X-Men, but based on artwork and stuff I've seen, it does look very accurate. And it's a really nice sculpt, as well as face printing. Usually the face printing looks sort of dotted and ugly, as we'll see on this head, but this one actually looks like it was hand painted or something. And it's not that obvious that this is printed on. So looks really cool. I like how they actually was really pleased to see that they did sculpt all these lines and stuff for these stripes. And they actually did sculpt all those in. Unfortunately, they did some sloppy paint work on mine on a couple of these stripes here, as you can see, and even down here on the leg. Missed the line a little bit, so I'm definitely going to have to go in there with some acetone and sort of clean it up. But with the naked eye, it's not really that obvious. Not that that's any sign of that you should accept that, but as you can see, the belt is a rubber piece here. For some reason, because of the articulation, this belt doesn't go anywhere. So even when you utilize the articulation, it doesn't really move out of the way or anything. It's just kind of stuck here based on the joint. So there really isn't much movement to that, but it still is rubber, so it does get out of the way. I really like that they sculpt all the hair on the arm and stuff. It actually is sculpted in and not just paint. You can feel that rough texture. These are soft rubber, and they are connected to the arm via that little ring there. So the peg goes through the ring, so basically these can rotate all the way around the arm. It's a cool workaround for shoulder pads, but it doesn't work for all of them. But it does in this case because of these short little ones. This one is very loose though, so it goes rotating all over. You can see all these are actually sculpted in there, not just painted, which is really, really nice. The claws, on most Wolverines I see, the claws are usually warped to hell, but these are actually very thick, so they aren't really warped in any kind of way. Well, too bad I should say. But they are very loose, so once you play around with them, they do tend to pop out kind of easily. So that's something you gotta watch out for. I might glue mine in, because I thought that these would have been the only fists he came with, but he actually does include normal fists. So you could go ahead and glue that straight in. As you can see here, and the blue seems to be rubbing off on some parts, like on the arm here. And on the inside here, that touches up against the blue the most. But some acetone should take off that. Hopefully, just try to be aware. It happens on both sides. You can see that blue is coming off there and some right there. Yeah, it's really, really a nice figure, and it's so impressive that they actually did sculpt those things in, which is why I know they could do it. So which is why it's really annoying when they just do painted lines when you know it's supposed to have a little piece of sculpt for boots and stuff, you know. They can very well do it when they feel like. Even this line on the boot is sculpted in. So, and these as well. So all in all, really, really nice sculpt. Would be good to hit a little wash or something so you could actually bring out some more. Alright, so let's get into the articulation on Wolverine. He does look up about that far and down about that far. That's not the greatest range. He does have some tilt and of course swivel. The shoulders do go up about that far. They rotate all the way around. The shoulder pads, as mentioned, do rotate around those shoulders, so they can be rotated however to get out of the way or whatever. The butterfly joints go back about that far, forward about that far. The bicep does swivel. The elbows are pinless and double jointed. The wrists swivel and hinge. There's a diaphragm joint at the top. Does not give you much side to side, but it does give you your twist. And then there's a ab crunch down below, so working in tandem they can give you quite a bit of forward and quite a bit of back. The legs do kick out about that far in the splits. They go forward about that far, back about that far, which is nothing at all due to the ass cheeks. The thigh does swivel. The knees are double jointed. There is no boot cut, unfortunately. This is something that this figure desperately needs. The ankles kick forward about that far, go back about that far, and it does have a rocker. So as mentioned, if you want to do a Wolverine pose with him sort of facing forward, it's gonna look a little wonky with this because his boots can't face, or his toes can't point forward. So what you're gonna have to do is sort of do it to the side where it doesn't look as goofy. Something like that. So let's get right into the accessories. He does come with the 2 claw hands in package. However, he does come with some interchangeable hands. You have the pointing finger hand there, or the nose picking hand. He does have the open hand, and that goes on the right side, whereas the pointer finger goes on the left side. And they do look very nice, and they do have the shoots or whatever for the claws to painted on top there. Very nice. And that goes for all of them. And then of course he does come with his 2 fists, so you can punch some guys out. Those look really nice as well. And then lastly, he does come with the alternate head sculpt, which I did mention before was a bit unsightly up close because of the printed on paint job. I think they could have done that a little bit better. With the naked eye, it's pretty nice though, but I would say once you get up close, it's not too great. Maybe about this distance perhaps. One thing I would have appreciated even more was making the eyes a little bit bigger, because once you get him at a distance and he's on the shelf, you could barely see the eyes on him. So it would have been nicer if those were a slight bit bigger. So I think I might actually try to paint those a little bit bigger as well. Nonetheless, it's a really nice head sculpt. These are soft rubber. But the range on this one is even worse than the regular head in terms of looking up. So you can barely get anything up and down. So that's definitely something a mod. Might have to cut a little channel into the neck so the peg can come out and you can look up more. Definitely need those for those crouching Wolverine style poses. But a nice amount of accessories there. The only other thing I could think that he should have came with was Probably a head sculpt with a more relaxed expression. But it is Marvel Legends after all, so I guess we have to be thankful that we got this much at least. And we got a really decently sculpted Wolverine. So, thanks Hasbro. Alright, so for measurement, he does stand about 5 3/4 inches tall. So, one of the shorter guys, as he should be. Here he is next to Premium DNA's Earthworm Jim. Here he is next to Apex Batman. Get some of that Dark Claw action there. Remember Dark Claw? Here he is next to Jada Toys Reeve. Here he is next to Jada Toys Mega Man for that MVC display. Here he is next to NECA TMNT, the Mirage TMNT Donatello. Here he is next to his good old buddy Deadpool, the 80th anniversary Deadpool. There's a size comparison some people might be interested to see, and that is how he looks against the 80th anniversary Hulk. Pretty decently sized. And of course here he is next to good old Marvel Legends Ant-Man. And for closing thoughts, I think the figure is really cool. It does have some shortcomings in the way of neck articulation and lack of boot articulation. Both of those are definitely necessary to get him into those crouching poses and stuff. So it definitely affects what can be done with the figure. Nonetheless, I did my best to take a lot of photos and stuff with the figure unmodded. So you'll see those at the end and give you an idea of what the figure can do. Can get those low poses as well, but just it doesn't look correct because the feet are supposed to be pointed forward. But the good points of the figure is definitely all the sculpted detail and stuff they put into it, and the proportions are really good as well. Quite a lot of sculpted details like these on the gloves and stuff. All those are sculpted in, as well as the stripes, even the lines on the boots, things that they would just normally paint. So that was really impressive to see. But hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. Maybe if you were on the fence about getting this, it might have helped tip the scales, who knows. I did pick this up on Big Bad Toy Store for about $25.99, and it was in stock as at my last check-in, so if it is still in stock, I will definitely put a link in the description, or if it's on Amazon, I'll put a link to that as well. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Until next time, you all take care.